Hello sunshine, this is Joy from Michigan in the US, and today I am going to do a painting that has been floating around in my head for quite a bit. I have spent the last hour or so mixing up paints for this, so I hope it turns out really lovely. It is going to be a 7-cup pour. Each cup might be a little bit different. You might do some flip cups, ring pours, straight pours, jiggle pours, kind of whatever the mood tells me to do. So I'm going to do rainbow colors. So we're going to do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And then I may do some swiping after that. We shall see. So let me get some of these cups out of the way. I was trying to make sure I have the right size cup for this. So I'm going to start with red. And I know I want to do some black in this too. So I have to kind of think through. It's a lot to think through because there's so many colors. I will try to tell you the colors that I'm using. There's a lot of them, guys, so I'll do my best. I'm going to start, let's start with the rose gold. Throw a little metallic in there. And then we're going to do some crimson. I do have, oh, I think that's a little too much rose gold. Just gonna dump a little bit of that out because sometimes it creates some really chunky, unattractive cells, and I don't want that. So we're gonna call that better. Okay. I forget what I was saying, guys, sorry. It'll come to me at some point, I'm sure. So this is crimson. All of my colors are mixed with Floetrol, and I have noticed lately that Floetrol has been making my colors look lighter than what they dry. So that a lot of my reds today are going to look pink, but they will dry red. So this is Cadmium Red Deep Hue, and then I have Cadmium Red Medium Hue plus Ruby, which is by Extreme Sheen, so it's super, super glitzy. And I have Garnet. And then, of course, the rose gold that I put in, I might throw some copper in there as well, and some black. I will not add white to this cup because I don't want my reds to go pink. I just want them to be red. So I am going to throw just a little bit of copper in. And then let's go with this garnet. I love this garnet. It's such a deep color. It's almost like a burgundy, but super sheeny, shiny. Again, by Extreme Sheen, so it's got all that metallic in it, which is lovely. This is my Cadmium Red Deep Hue. And I'm going to be using these cups one at a time. So let's go back to this one. And I may have put some dragonfly glaze in some of these as well. I honestly don't remember, I'm sorry. All right, let's do, I gotta quit putting my cups here, look at that. That's not the end that was supposed to be red, so we'll get that up as much as we can. All right. I tried not to mix up too much of any of the colors that I'm using because I just want 1 cup of each color theme that I'm doing. So hopefully I don't waste any paint. So I hope you all are doing well, staying safe, enjoying some art time. I am stealing a couple hours for painting before my day gets really busy, but I'm grateful for my time in my art room. Wherever I can sneak some time in, I try to. And this painting, I knew I've kind of been putting it off because I knew it was going to be a challenging one with a lot of work involved, a lot of time involved. So I had to find a day when I had enough time to devote to this. So this one I think is going to be a ring pour. Ooh, that is one very full cup, guys. Okay. Here we go. And it's going to be maybe a traveling ring pour, because I only want it to cover just a little bit of this end here. Gotta save room for the orange. Some little ribbony effects there and call that good. All right, there's my first bit. So just going to tilt it gently. I really like these metallic lines in that black. That's sure pretty. I'm not sure how much of that I'll keep because I've got to stretch it over this edge down here. I'll keep some of it. Okay. Before I go any further, I'm going to add some black to my corners just to make sure that they're covered because they are not covering well. And I don't want to tip this any more than I absolutely have to. So we will just use our black. And then I'm going to add some here because I don't want to lose those lovely ribbons that I added. But I do need the paint to move here a little bit. Cover up more of that side. There we go. All right. I always feel like I'm going to lose that little cap because that one broke. Okay. So I'm just going to move this way just a bit, and then I'm going to stretch it back the other way. Take the whole thing this way. I hope you guys can see this. This one's, I got my tripod up so high it's really hard to see. Okay, I'm gonna hit that with heat one more time. Just make sure I pop any air bubbles. I really don't like this section here, but I think I'm gonna have to live with it. Maybe some of the orange will cover that up. All right, so orange. With the orange, I definitely want to put some gold in, maybe some pearl white. We'll see. So I'm going to start with my fluorescent orange, which I think is just so pretty and bright. And I think I'm going to do this one as a jiggle pour. I probably mixed up more of this orange than I need, but that's okay. Let's do some gold. And then this is a custom color. This is like a Viridian orange plus yellow plus gold. I don't know if you guys can see that, but so it's pretty. It's a little metallic orange, kind of a deeper orange. And then we will go with just our orange. This is by Master's Touch, so it is literally just called orange. And then some pearl white by Deco Art Extreme Sheen. It's actually just called pearl, not pearl white. And then we'll add some of this crimson orange, which is, it's a Viridian orange, but it was also made with crimson initially, and then I added the two oranges together. So and then let's get some more of this fluorescent in there. And I'm going to try to do the same amount of paint for each color. so that I don't have a huge variation in the width of each stripe of color. I may not have mixed up enough pearl white. And I could also do some silver in this. Oh, I've got the gold too. I'll add some gold in a minute. So I don't know if this is thinking through, is this going to be a master or disaster? I'm really not sure. Hopefully a master. Do some gold again. Some of that crimson orange and then the metallic. Might as well use that up. Your cup nice and full like the last one was. All right. Gonna have a whole collection of stir sticks over here. All right, I'm gonna start, I think I'll start on this end, which is a little bit harder for me to do, but we'll try. It's just a jiggle pour all the way down. Get some of that fluorescent orange in here. And this, I'm basically using the last bit of this as just flow extender, make sure all my edges get covered in all of that before I tip. Okay. It's gonna be hard to fit 7 colors on here if I keep going at this pace, guys. I gotta bring it down a little. So my biggest concern with this technique is, will it look like it belongs together? Because I'm doing so many different styles of pours on the same canvas. Let me bring that down just a little bit just so I can get this edge covered down here. I do have too much orange, so I'm intentionally pouring some of that off, and then we're gonna go up. Okay. And just checking my sides as I go. So this is going to be a very long video, so if you hang out with me for this whole time, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Oh, I'm trying to think of what to do on this edge over here. I think I will just add a little crimson to pull that down. Let's see if that works. Just at least have something there covering that. All right, so I may come in with a palette knife and just scrape some of this off, because if I keep tilting, I'm gonna lose my red. I really like this. So I will do that. I will scrape it this way so it can go over that edge and cover that, and then I will be back. I'm gonna have to clear off my table and bring out the next 2 colors. So yellow and green will be next. I will be right back with you. All right, scrape just a little bit of that orange off. And now we are going to move on to yellow. So I have, this is Cadmium Yellow Medium plus white. So just a nice, bright, almost lemony color. And I really didn't mix very much of this up, so I might only get this on the bottom, which is okay. I'll make it work. And then I have my favorite goldenrod yellow, which is cadmium, let me see, cadmium medium yellow hue plus cadmium orange hue plus dioxazine purple or violet or whatever color you might have on hand. I'm tempted to put just a tiny bit of black in with these yellows, but I'm not sure that's the best idea. We'll see. This is a combination of the yellows plus, I think, maybe not. I thought I put some dragonfly glaze in there, but I'm having a hard time seeing it if I did. So I know I added some white. All right, I am going to add just a little bit of orange for some contrast. And then we will do, let's do some silver. This is Deco Art Extreme Sheen Silver. I love their Extreme Sheen line, if you haven't guessed already, based on the number of colors I've had that were from that line. Thinking. I'm kind of wondering if I can get some of this fluorescent orange in there, because that might be fun. Yeah, there's a little bit left in here. Here. Nice little brightener there. Let's see. Let's go with this yellow medium. And then we'll finish off this lighter combination yellow. And I think I'm going to do this one as a ring pour. We'll see how that goes. Let's add some gold. And then just the tiniest bit makes me nervous, but I'm going to put a little bit of yellow or black in there with the yellow. Sometimes that can go kind of muddy, so that's what makes me nervous about that, but maybe it'll give us some nice contrast. Here's hoping. And then we'll do some gold. And then let's just throw some pearl white in there just to see what it does. Just to top off our cup, make sure we've got the same amount of paint, just like I was saying with the other ones. We want a nice full cup, just like the other ones were. I don't want any one color to take over. All right, this is probably going to start as a straight pour because this cup is so full, I'm really not sure how to do a ring pour. And I'm kind of doing it in ovals because I don't want it to take over the orange there. Yeah, see, the black is making it kind of go muddy. All right, see what we can do with this. Don't like the travel that I did on the way back, but maybe once I stretch it out, it'll be pretty. Wish I hadn't added the black to it. I don't care for the black in there. I'm losing some of my orange too, so I'm trying to watch that along with everything else. So when you add black to yellow, you can see I almost have like a green section there, which I'm not loving, but I'm gonna leave it. I am going to, we've got way too much here, so I'm just gonna pull this right over the edge, get that off of there. Might just scrape more than I was thinking because I'm not loving that black, and I think I've got enough yellow there to stretch it. I might lose a bunch of my orange. Yep, I'm gonna lose. See, this was the, so I've done several cup pours where you do that, you kind of put them all on the canvas at once and then you tilt all of them at once. And I thought, well, let's try. Somebody suggested doing, stretching one at a time, which is a lovely idea, but then you move all the other paint too. So, all right, I think we'll stop there. Let's hit that with some heat. There's so much paint on my table right now, guys. And I'm just going to keep hitting the entire canvas, or all of the paint on the canvas, I should say, with heat, just to make sure any air bubbles that come up get popped. I'm a little bit nervous with the yellow having been down here and the black that you might see that once I put the green there, so we'll see. Hopefully it'll be just fine. All right. I think I'm doing okay as far as I'm trying to gauge my distance here. Okay, so for the greens, I have my favorite lime green, which I will start with. And then let's do some silver after that. I'd kind of like to do silver and then gold and see what they do next to each other. I don't know that I've ever done that, so let's try that. A little yellow with my green won't hurt. And I just love that gold anyways. All right, so then I have two greens to pick from. This one is called leftover green, metallic leftover green, because I took a pour that I had done in greens and I saved all the greens and put them in the same cup, and that way I can use them again. So we'll go with that, and then we'll go to our deep green, and then we'll continue to switch out which ones we're using. And then I do have some like tealish colors, so I might throw some of those in there. Those will go in with the blues as well. Just again to give us a little bit of contrast. This is silver. All right, let's see. This is turquoise green plus dragonfly glaze, and then I have a Deco Art Extreme Sheen. So I will put just a little bit of this turquoise green in. So I'd like to have some to put in with the blue. So I'll save the rest of that to use with the blues. You know what, let's not do that one right after that. Let's go back to the lime green with some gold, because I know they play really, really well together. And maybe this one is going to be a straight pour. This grass green is not my favorite, but hopefully it'll add a little something. And then we'll go to this Extreme Sheen. I think this one's called Aquamarine, but I could be wrong. We'll use the rest of that in the blue. Let's go to our metallic. And then we'll top it off with lime, and then perhaps a metallic after that if we need it. Just the littlest bit. All right, there's our green, and I'm just gonna do it a straight pour, but it's going again. Well, this is developing really nicely. All right, here we go. Just trying to break up all that green right there that looks like one color. All right, I've got a little bit left in that cup if I need it. Here we go. I love that blue in there. I hope I don't lose too much of that. I do find, I feel like the greens just sell up so nicely with the other colors. It just really does some beautiful things. But then again, green is one of my favorite colors, so maybe it's just because it's my favorite. Bring it down a little. I feel like this canvas has more paint on it than it should. I'd like to get rid of more of that green, but if I do, how much am I going to lose of the other stuff? That's always the question. There goes my orange. Okay. It'll be okay. I'm gonna trust the process that it's gonna work out just lovely. I feel like my yellows got kind of lost in there, but hopefully it'll be okay. I really like the end of the green closest to me, but if I pour off what I don't like, I'm gonna lose so much of my yellows and oranges that I'm just not sure I'm making the right move, but we'll try. I do like the black line now a little bit better. I'm just gonna recenter that paint, and we are going to call that good. All right, it is time for me to switch out colors again. I do want to see just down here if I can just kind of cover this up and get something over the edge that's the same colors as whatever else we have going on here. Okay. All right, guys, I will be right back with the next round of colors. All right, for blues, I have Phthalo Blue, Cerulean Blue, Lake Blue, and then a Cerulean Blue plus white, which is my custom baby blue, and then the greens that I showed you before, the turquoise kind of colors. And I think we're gonna do a flip cup. So I'm gonna do Phthalo Blue on the bottom, and then we will add some of this lovely pearl white. Phthalo Blue dries very, very dark, or at least the Phthalo Blue that I use does. So keep that in mind. You may want to add a little white if you want kind of a lighter color. It's a pretty blue, but it is very, very deep. So just something to keep in mind. I'm really loving this so far. It's so different. All right. I am thinking that I'm going to throw in a little bit of that lime green. If you've watched very many videos of mine, I'm sure that will just completely shock you. And I'm debating, do I add a little silicone to something? I think we'll just let the metallics do ourselves. Let's just stick with that. I don't want to make a mess of things. This has got to be the extreme sheen. Yes. I could tell when I pour it in. Oh, that's funny. Lake Blue, one of my favorites. It's a lovely turquoise color. Let's add some silver. Oh, just stuck my hand in this painting. Oh, guys. Okay, see if I can just pull the paint over a little so we don't have canvas showing. The things I do. All right, Phthalo Blue. I did not get Cerulean Blue yet, so let's put some of that in there. This Cerulean Blue looks very light. It will dry much darker than that. And then let's do this Dragonfly Glaze, because that just adds so much. Well, this is the turquoise green plus the Dragonfly Glaze. It adds such a beautiful effect. And it comes in different colors, and I've got several different, they're like a color shift kind of glitter. And so I try to put coordinating colors together rather than opposites. Okay. What else do I want to put in here? Let's put just a little bit of that lime green. I don't want it to be overpowering, but I think it's a fun color, and I think it'll add a little bit of pop to this. And then let's put the rest of this, well, let's do some Phthalo Blue first. I want to kind of separate the two metallic turquoises. This is going to be really tricky to flip because this is a very full cup, which is what I want, but all right. It's going to be messy. It's not quite as full as the other ones, but just by a tiny bit. So I'm going to try to flip it right there. Oh, I just almost flipped it on my hand, guys. Okay, here we go. Okay, not too terrible. I didn't lose too much, I don't think. And I know I've got plenty of paint. I am going to scooch it over just a little bit. I'm just letting the paint go down the sides just a little bit before this is always so intimidating to me. I don't know why flip cups intimidate me so much, but they definitely do. So pretty. So Add some leftovers in here. I know we'll stretch it, but it just makes it easier to make sure my sides are covered when I put those in there. All right. So pretty. I love blues. I don't think there's a painting I've done in blues that I don't love, so let's pop some air bubbles. We've got some really lovely things. I really love this right here. That's probably what I'll try to preserve. This down here went a little dodgy, so if we lose a little bit of that, that's okay. Here we go. I'm gonna try to do this nice and slow. I don't want to lose that lime green. All right, let's come back towards me.